All right, y'all, we are working on another disastrous Dutch door. And what I'm doing tonight is I am just kind of flipping through some things that I was working on previously. So we're just going to keep on going. For you guys, this will be a whole nother time, if you know what I mean. Okay, so my little thingy fell off, so we're going to put another one on. Let's see here. I think there's a sticker or something. Let me see here. I was talking to a friend of mine, and they were like, they watched a movie that I talked to you guys about before. And this movie was called The Skeleton Key. And he watched The Skeleton Key for the first time, he said. And, okay, there we go. And he said it freaked him out so bad. And I'm like, well, dude, tell me about how it freaked you out. And, he went to New Orleans before. And, experienced some things that, you know, he really didn't want to talk about. So I'm not going to talk about it either, because that's not something that he would have talked about, would have wanted to have talked about. I apologize. But did y'all see The Skeleton Key? Joy Bryant and Kate Hudson. And I was just thinking about that, you know, and I was like, you know what, y'all, there's some truth in some of that stuff. And that's why we got to really be careful about the things that we do and places we go. And I've heard of many people going to different places and experienced some things that, well, you know, I don't have to say. But in The Skeleton Key, when I was really young, okay, young, and I mean like young-minded, and at the time that I watched Skeleton Key as a young woman, I was like, man, my first reaction was I would love to have access to something like that. And quickly, and this is at a young age, and quickly, the Holy Spirit had convicted me. What are you know, like, you don't know what you're saying. You know what you want, but that's not what you want. Or you think you know what you want. I can't remember. But there's a price to pay for all of that kind of stuff. You just wait on me, and I will give you everything that you want, everything that you need, everything that is good for you. And, you know, y'all, some of these movies that we tend to watch and think, oh, what a fantasy. It is so close to reality, it ain't even funny. But if you guys have not seen Skeleton Key, I will not say too much more about it, because I don't want to ruin it for you. I, on the other hand, I love spoilers. Most of the time. Most of the time. I like spoilers. Okay, y'all, I am going to tell you the truth. I was kind of disappointed in these Dutch doors that I did. All right, so let me move this out of the way. Let me scoot this down a little bit. I could put some quotes here. I could put some quotes. I could even do a squiggly. I love doing that. Don't ask. I just do. I don't know why. And so I could put a quote, but I really want to have room for more writing. So this was the Dutch door, what I call a disastrous Dutch door. It may not be disastrous to you, but I've seen some girls do some awesome Dutch doors. And I know we're not supposed to compare. And honestly, I'm not comparing. It's just that I've seen better than this. That's really all I'm saying, is I've seen better. All right, so this needs to be done. And let's do this right here. And here. The last time I talked to you guys, I was telling you that I really wanted to go for a late night drive. My husband and I used to do that when we were younger. We would just go, hey, let's go for a ride. Let's go for a drive somewhere. And we would always head to Annapolis. It's like, you know that. All right, so what about here? There should be a quote right here. If not a quote, a box. You know what? I kind of want to move this bird, but you know what? Never mind. Never mind. Let me see something here. What do I have that I want to get? All right. I wanted, but see, that doesn't correlate with that. You know, this is too feminine. All right, so let me stick this in here. It's too feminine. That, nah, I don't want that either. All right, never mind. Never mind, hold on. Let's see. No. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, this isn't. All right. We'll just use some stickies, just kind of glue. And so, yeah, I was thinking to myself, you know, you got to really be careful what you wish for. But skeleton key was quite interesting. Yeah, I'm digging it. When I was younger, I loved horror movies. It's as simple as that. I loved spooky stuff. Always have. My mother, my sisters, we've always loved spooky stuff. Or we get it from our mother. All right, so, but as I got older, I don't want to say older, but as I got closer to Christ, I started noticing that my interest in horror flicks kind of shifted. It went from horror to, like, now this would be great inked. It went from horror to, but it's like, wouldn't it be too much brown? It went from, I don't want to say extreme. I never liked slasher movies, but I would watch them, right? But I never liked slasher movies. I always liked supernatural type stuff. But as I got closer to Jesus, my spirit started becoming vexed so easily. Like, oh wow, this is grieving the Holy Spirit. This is not good. I am not watching this. this is not good. I'm not exposing myself to this. And it amazed me. It amazed my husband, and he was like, "We're not watching." I'm like, "You can watch, but I'm not doing it." Hold on a second. And it's like I went from being a big old horror fan to a person who, let's see. I can do mild horror. Mild. But there's just certain stuff that I just play it by ear. And if I have to turn it off, I turn it off. But mostly I gravitate towards spooky mysteries. Spooky mysteries. Mild horror. You know, and sometimes I'll put a movie in and thinking that this is okay, I can handle this, this is okay. Oh, I like that. And then I find, oh no, this is grieving the Holy Spirit. This is out. I can't do it. You know, and it disgusts me. I don't even like it. And then there were some movies where I had literally found out that the actor was channeling demons for the best performance. And I was like, oh my Lord, you know. And it's once you get that knowledge, once you know, that changes everything. And this particular movie I had watched 1,000,000 times. Loved the movie. But when I found out what I had found out, I don't know. It wasn't me trying to be holy or goody-goody, because that's just not my thing. You know, I'm human. I'm a regular. And it was like, I just can't watch it. I'm like, Jesus, are you serious? He took my desire for that movie right off the shelf. And it was like, I don't like the movie. And I used to love the soundtrack to the movie. And I would listen to the soundtrack when I was going to sleep. And I never had any bad dreams or nothing like that from it. God's protection, y'all. All right. So I'm good with this the way it is. I was thinking I could write over this, or I could put a box here and there and we could write over it. So let me do that. So yeah. So I'm trying to use this book up. So yeah. So that's what happened, y'all. A change. You know, I just started changing. And, you know, I didn't try to change. It was just something that had happened. I just don't and can't do some of the things that I used to do. And I don't like some of the things that I used to like. You know? All right, I'm cool with that. I wouldn't mind one more right there, like one long one. Let me see. Nope, too much. Overkill. All right. I got all of these in here. That was me reorganizing my stash, y'all. That's all that it was. All right, so I'm okay with this. We can put a box there. So I call this a disastrous, what do you call it? I call this a disastrous Dutch door. But I feel like if I keep on working on it, maybe it won't be so disastrous. And start using my stuff. you know, maybe, just maybe, I might be okay with it. All right. Let me get some. Yeah, let me get some of these. I don't know if I can watch. I think I can watch. Yeah, I can watch. I can watch. What's that movie I just told you about? I can watch The Skeleton Key. That doesn't seem to grieve the Holy Spirit. Doesn't bother me. At least not since the last time I watched it. I don't know. But I definitely would want a quote there. I want a smaller box. But yeah. Let me see if there's a smaller box in here. Like, just smaller than that. Nope, I don't. Nope, 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 nope. So I'll have to go in my stash. Or I'll just try this one. That's perfect. I don't care what color. I don't need it to contrast. I don't think there it is. Well, here's a darker one. Okay. It's not that much darker. I don't care. Let's see. Oh, good. I'm able to lift it up. That's great. Let's see. Wait. Nah. Yeah, that's better. All right. I really want to do something else. This is kind of cheesy to me, but once I write over it, it'll be better. It'll be better. Because the black contrast with the words. But you know, y'all, I'm not a professional. I'm not Amy. I'm not Amanda. I'm not, I think it's Troy Nicole. No, not Troy Nicole. It's another girl who does extreme, and I do mean extreme, Dutch doors. I mean, it's so beautiful that it kind of hurts your eyes because it's so much stuff. It's so busy, but it's perfect though. It's like, I don't know. That takes a lot of time and effort. I mean, she is definitely a pro. But for me, I can't put that much time and effort into it. But, you know, these books, like this book right here, this A5, I have no plans whatsoever of trashing this book. I will keep it. The worst thing that would happen is me ruining a page, and I would just tear it out. What is he watching now? I can hear, oh, reaction videos. Do any of y'all watch reaction videos? I can't get into it, but it relaxes him. But me, on the other hand, I cannot get into reaction videos. Me sitting there watching somebody else watch something that I already watched. Okay. So we could do this one more. So no, I'm not into reaction videos, but if you are, let me know in the comments if you feel like it, if it's not too much trouble. I'm going to tell you right now, me, when I leave comments on people's channels, it's because I really want to talk to them. I really want to communicate with them, because that means I have to get my phone. I'm watching them on TV, but I have to go get my phone to say a comment. So, you know, that's cool. But I need to go get my quotes out, but I'm not doing it right now. But a quote right here would be good, or right above her head would be good. So I'm going to put a box right here. But yeah, that's what it is for me. If I leave a comment on your video, you know I really do want to communicate with you, because it is, oh, this is in black, so let's use this in black. Because I have to go and get my phone. You know, I have to go get my phone. Usually, like if I'm laying in bed watching videos, my phone is on the bed in the charger. And then I just roll over and get the phone. But if I'm not in bed and I'm watching your video while I'm at the table or cooking or something, I just keep it in my watch later. But that's what I do. I put everything in my watch later. And then I organize it by category. I know who does that, right? And then what happens is, when I'm ready, when I'm able to comment, I'll comment and it'll be easier to get to. And I know you probably say, well, just go to your history. I turn my history off because my husband uses my channel. I don't like the stuff that he watches, and I don't want reaction videos and wrestling in my recommended. What do I want in my recommended? The stuff that I watch. And I told him, why don't you get your own channel? All right, so this works. All right, so this is trash. And then let's go with, yeah, let's go with the black. All right, so I'm digging that. And I want one right here. I know you guys are like, she decorates so weird. Like everybody else decorates the page that they're going to use that night. I just decorate pages and pages because it's a different type of therapy for me, and I like filming it because I get to look at my own videos later. Even though I'm not a big fan of my own voice, I do like to watch my videos and see how I made stuff, to see where my mindset was at that time. So yes, I watch my own videos. I make these videos for me. This is me making memories for me. But I am inviting you to share it with me. And it touches my heart that you do. And that we can share in this together. You know, that's how I feel about you, you know, you guys. All right, that's cool. I'm good with that. My problem is I have too many stickers. I have too much stuff. Even though it is neatly organized and everything is legit and all, it's still a lot of stuff. It's still a lot of stuff. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you compare me to a lot of you out there, I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing. So I like what I did with this, though. And I love how that sticks out. And because this goes over, it doesn't interfere with this. So guess what? I got news for you. Back to Temu, because I'm going to buy more of these from Temu. I am. And I don't want to detach this because I think this is pretty cool. Oh, that's nice. I love that music in the back. It makes me feel like I'm sailing. Like I have certain music that I listen to when I go sailing. And maybe I would love to go sailing for my birthday this year. But who knows, because I don't know what the weather is going to be like. And the guy that I used to go sailing with is no longer sailing. He moved to Florida. And that is so disturbing because I loved his sailboats. I loved the way he, oh. And then we would just moor for a while. We would sit out in the middle of the bay and we would just moor. We would just be moored, just right there. And then the nighttime would come and, oh my God, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Because that's where I wish I was. Okay, so where is the disaster? Well, they're all... I'm sorry. They're all kind of a disaster. I could put ink on here like I did here. I could do that. Or I could... Let's see. Let's try this Tombow and see if this is too dark. It kind of is. Right? It kind of is. It kind of is. And I know this is. Yeah, it is. Alright, so the best thing for me to do would be to get... Oh, I remember this. But that's too dark, too. Oh gosh, I love this music. I hope it's not offending you guys. But I love it. This is in my playlist. All right. I'm not liking that too much, but I did it, so. Okay. It's that kind of music that, I don't know, it just does something to you. Okay. I'm not really liking this too much, but I darkened it because... But okay. Okay, man. Okay. Don't beat yourself up. So yeah, so what do you guys do for like to do for your birthday? I like to go anywhere that I can enjoy the water. If it's not the ocean, I'll take the bay or maybe the river. I like to go out to diners and eat. Diners are my favorite because they give you large portions. And I just like that diner setting. I like going places where I can walk a little bit. Like, you know, where I can walk into different shops. Like a nice big plaza or outdoor mall. Where I can just walk and you can sit at benches. And I like that kind of stuff for the birthday. And... I like going to thrift stores, paper crafting stores, you know, like Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I'm not a big fan of Michael's, but, you know, I'll go there. I used to love going to the theater, you know, but I haven't done that in so long. I always wanted to go to the Hippodrome, never did. Never went inside. There's a lot of things that I like to do that I just don't do. I like going to plays. I like theater. I like drama. I used to be in theater and drama. But it's just, I don't know. You just get older and I don't know. I don't know. I cannot explain it. I just can't. All right. I would love to do that squiggly squiggly. But I'm not supposed to work out tomorrow because of my knee. But I didn't work out Monday because, y'all, as much as I loved cat sitting, and that cat did not disturb me at all. But he has needs. He's an animal. He's a being. He has needs. And I catered to his needs before I took care of my own. And, you know, and carrying all the stuff over across the grass over to the other building was tiring. And I woke up early. And I noticed that, you guys probably can't notice it, but my arms started to swell up. They're still a little thick, and that was bothering me. And I know that it's heat related because I get edema where my blood vessels just expand whenever I'm hot, and it's so uncomfortable. My rings become too tight, and so that's why I don't have my wedding ring on, because my ring, I had gotten edema the day that we took the cat back, and it was a lot of carrying, it was a lot of back and forth and stuff like that, and my fingers had gotten swollen, but I didn't pay any attention to them, y'all. I knew that they would go back down. They didn't go back down like they should have, which means I needed to sleep. All right, and my ring cut me, and there was this gash right here. You could probably still see the mark, and I've just been I just cut off a piece of my aloe vera plant, and every day I've been putting that on there, and it gets better and better and better. Because at first I used bacitracin. That didn't work, so I knew I needed aloe. And then once I started rubbing it with aloe every day, several times a day, it started going down. It's started to heal. But the swelling has definitely went down because my rings are loose again. And this one is just is barely hanging on by a thread. So... But yeah, but that was due to weight loss. So, and speaking of weight loss, y'all, I have not weighed myself in weeks. I haven't, I don't know. I need to prepare my body for a weigh-in, and I just haven't. But I've noticed that all the other, not what they call maybe a non-scale victory, where your clothes are looser, your rings are looser, and you see the weight loss. So that's what I'm experiencing. So I have no idea how much I really weigh. I need to go and find out. I haven't done anything to try to build muscle, so I don't have to worry about that. But I need to do that. Sometimes when you know you're losing weight, you see that you're losing weight, you kind of like, okay, I don't need to get on the scale. I see that this is working. And those of you who don't know, I've been on the ketogenic diet, or lifestyle rather, for 3 months. Let me see, since the first week of April. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 months, 4 months, something like that. And it has been very successful. I've enjoyed it. The thing I hate is giving up French fries. I hate giving up crackers, because when I eat a crab cake, I want crackers. When I eat burger, I want fries. If I eat a cheesesteak sub, I want fries. You know, I have keto bread if I want it. I have the keto wraps if I want it. So, but there's no replacement for French fries. There's no replacement for crackers for my taste. If I find something, I'll do it. You know, but I'm not. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna keep going. But let's go ahead, because see, there's a lot of pages. So I'm okay. I don't really like this, but I think it will look a lot better when I fill it out and actually write in it. I was gonna say, if I had, let's see. I was thinking about texting my doctor and putting in another prescription but I'm taking it on faith that I don't need this anymore. If you guys can tell, some of my videos, I might be hyper, I might be a little bit hyper, I might be talking a little bit faster. That's a day where I probably would have needed to take oxytocin. But I have been finding that lately, more than lately, I have not been needing it. I said it before in other videos, and I'm still tripping off of it. I really am. That I'm finally at a place in my life where I don't need oxytocin. Really? Are you kidding me? Are you for real right now? Like, Jesus, you are just amazing. Y'all, I am not perfect. I am by no means, am I perfect. I have my ways, you know, and, but God, dog, a frog. I mean, y'all, Jesus is just so for real. He's real. Jesus is real. He is really real. This is not a fantasy. This is not a dream. He is so real. And God, and I'm so in love with him. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I had just never met anybody who could love me like him. That could, and he's just, it's God. I couldn't, whew, I ain't got nothing to say. Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus and praise the Father and praise the Holy Spirit. I'm just so glad that they are who they say they are, and then some. Because I'm telling you, there is nothing in this world for me. Everything is a disappointment and a letdown. Nothing is sustainable, and, you know, and we don't realize that at first because everything's going so good, you know. And I've told y'all about my friend that died. Money, y'all, had money, living in a big beach house on the beach. Like, oh. And you think, oh, dude got it all going on. His wife that had all this done and looking like a certain way, looking like she belonged on TV, and he looking good, everybody looking good, but nobody give a rat's tail about Christ or Jesus or salvation or any of those things. They just living the good life, right? And he just died. He just up and just died. Came from the gym, had a heart attack from working out, pumping that iron, and just died. We were supposed to go to his house for a gathering. We never went. And now he's gone. And it's like, I don't know, he couldn't take that money with him. So I'm liking this, y'all. And this was a disastrous whatchamajiggy for me. I really felt like a failure doing this. Honestly, this is going to be too dark. Oh, I love this jam. Can you hear it? All right. What about on this side? This is that slow jam. I don't know what you call it, but it's called Bird Wave by James Asher. And I happen to like James Asher a lot. I mean, his music, it's sultry. You could say seductive, but I don't see it that way. But it does have that vibe to it. You've got the drums, the little, you know, that type of stuff. And you've got no violins, though. Not in this song, anyway. And, I mean, it's just relaxing. That's what when I listen to it, I think of ocean. I think of sailing. I think of being out on a nice little yacht and just being moored. You know what I mean? Just sitting in the middle of the ocean or the bay or wherever, you know, and just moored there. And you got the music playing. Maybe you're sipping on your ice water with lemon, or maybe you're sipping on a glass of white wine. It's nice. And you know what? All I can think about is Jesus, is God, looking up at the sky, looking at the water, looking at this amazing creation that he has made, you know? And it's just, oh my God, it's beyond peaceful. All right, so we got some stuff that I want to do right here. And that's what this reminds me of, you know, and I can just create this all in my, look at that. So I got all this going on in my mind, being on, I would rather be on a small yacht than be on a sailboat. I really would. And I was on a yacht before. Oh my gosh. And it was an amazing feeling. It was an amazing feeling. But I wouldn't mind being on a mini yacht. Wish I owned one. But then again, there's a responsibility that comes with that. And I don't like or want that responsibility. So never mind. So never mind. But I'm just saying that just being out in that water, away from people, you know, and just having that privacy with you and the Lord, and the wind is right, and the weather is right, and, you know, you can just think and you can just savor. You can just savor it all. And you can definitely meet Jesus out there. Me and my amateurish way of doing this. But at least it's looking better. All right, so we are at 41 minutes. I'm going to put some flowers here. You guys won't see that. I just wanted to just do something with this. I don't like this at all. I'm just going to keep it real. I don't. I don't. That's yellow. All right, so this is what I'm going to tell y'all that I'm going to do. Since I can't find my Tombow. Oh, here it is. I'm going to just shade this in. I really like that song, that just bird wave. I don't know, it makes me think of African vibe, but not an African vibe. I can't think of it. But anyway, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me, because, you know, this is how you get to know me a little bit. You know, seriously. This is how you get to know me just a little bit through these little videos. And I know I'm going to look back on this video one day, y'all, and be like, oh, man, girl, you didn't do so good. But what is it that Jazzy always says? Your journal's not going to judge you. Your journal's not going to judge you. I do not like that to save my life. But you know what, y'all? It's nothing I can do about it. If I write on here, I'm going to write in between. Something just flew by. I hope it was not above. Wow. Okay. I could write a big old J-O-Y. I could write joy. And I wanted it to look like that. J-O-Y. Joy. And this one goes over there. And I wanted a bolder black pen. Let's try. Let's see. The joy of the Lord is my every day strength. Oh, I'm loving that jam. And I could just even do that right there. So yeah, y'all, I guess I'm showing my age, right? But I love old school, some of the old school things. And I love that calm vibe. I used to date a guy when I was young, and he was the one who turned me on to jazz music. He was very mature for his age, you know, and he was the one that was like, he literally changed my outlook on music at that time. So, I mean, this is not perfect, y'all, but I said I would share it with you, and I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix all of this. I'm going to change all of this up, and I'm going to put more stuff and put some pink flowers here. And, you know, I'm just really, 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 really done with I wanted the pink in there, yes. I wanted the pink and the brown, but I just wanted it to look better than that. But it was a mistake. I will consider this a disaster. I could rip this all out. Let's see, where's the signature? Okay, so I would, I would have to cut it out, but I'm not. I'm not. If you think that I should tear this out and forget about it, let me know if you feel like it. But to me, it was a disastrous, you know. So while you guys are doing your thing, I'm going to put the flowers here that match there. And I'm going to make sure that they're pink. I'm going to work on this, and I will see you, God willing, in the next one.